The drama between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson continues, and that means more and more pros are putting their 2 cents in on who would win in a potential match. Eddie Hearn doesn't think that Devin Haney will want to fight Shakur Stevenson after seeing how the fight with Vasily Lomachenko went. Eddie stated, "I think he should limit himself to 2 fight deals because there's so many fights he could take. If I'm him, I want to fight Rolando Romero for the WBA title at 140 pounds because he'll fancy that fight and he'll smash Romero. He's not going to be wanting the Shakur Stevenson fight because it's not that big and it's a huge risk. I would think he might fancy the Tank fight, and I think he's got a great chance in that fight. I think he'd love the Ryan Garcia fight, and I'm not sure how he'd feel about the Regis Prograis fight. Devin's capable of winning or being competitive in most of those fights." Bill Haney was asked about what he thought about Devin Haney fighting Shakur Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko again, and Teofimo Lopez, and he couldn't have been more confident. Bill stated, "The only thing unfortunate about that scenario is that Devin can't fight them all at the same time. Until I get an offer on paper, we'll sit down and talk, and I'll listen and see what's on the table. Devin beats them all. Devin is the best in the world. They're all tune-ups. We're taking a look at 140. Devin will have the latest say in it. It's my job to get out and see what the landscape looks like. He's been a 135-pounder his whole career. We haven't spent a lot of time looking at 140, but now it's time to start looking at them." Rolly Romero isn't the biggest fan of Haney, but he really thinks that Shakur is one of the most boring fighters out there right now.
But at least Devin Haney tries to knock people out. It's just Devin Haney just has the inferior, genetics. His genetics are beyond horrible with his sloppy legs and his weak body frame and all that stuff. But Shakur, that guy will put anybody to sleep outside the ring, not inside the ring, because he's the most boring fighter in the history of boxing. And they could say whatever the fuck they want. They could hype him up and all that stuff. But I really feel bad for him because there's no way they could put him on pay-per-view. He can't sell a fight.
Bob Arum definitely wants to see a fight between Devin and Shakur. Bob stated, "Well, all we can do is offer them alternative fights." What are the alternative fights? So when I meet with Bill Haney as father and manager, there are a few fights we can talk about, and there are probably others he can fight. The winner of this fight, Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez, maybe go to 140. He can maybe fight Ryan Garcia. That's a possibility. He can stay at 135 and maybe fight a rematch with Vasily Lomachenko. Or he can say to me, "Hey, the guy I want that is a tremendous fighter and would do a lot of business is Shakur Stevenson. I like them all. Obviously, the fight I would like best is against Shakur Stevenson because he's another guy I love to watch fight." Sean Porter definitely didn't like how Devin Haney responded to Shakur coming into the ring with him for a stare down, and he thinks that says a lot about a fighter.
I don't even know if you would let somebody come in the ring look at you like that and not go back to him.
No.
The way I seen that little kid walk out that ring when he was looking at him like, "I dare you to walk over here." Even if I'm scared, I'm walking over there. Just to show you.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford is definitely one of Shakur's biggest fans though. Terrence stated, "Come on, man. You already know. Ain't nobody beating Shakur. I'm saying Shakur beat everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Shakur beating him. Shakur over everybody. That's how it's gonna be. That boy's special. Shakur is one of a kind. He adapts to every fighter, and then once he does that, it's a long night. We've seen Shakur go forward. We've seen Shakur stay in the pocket, move, how defensive-minded he's been. Shakur is just all around a great fighter." Antonio Tarver doesn't think that Devin Haney can beat Shakur Stevenson or any number of fighters right now. Antonio stated, "What he has right now? No. What he has right now, I don't think so. But can he develop? That remains to be seen, but he's going to have to do it expeditiously because there are no more soft touches where you're going. You got Shakur around the corner, and you got Gervonta right there. You even have a puncher like Ryan Garcia. Do you see what I'm saying? So he's going to have to get some lessons for real because, I can talk in private. Devin Haney needs to get more defensively responsible. When you talk about fighting sharpshooters like Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis, that was evident in the fight. Footwork is needed. Andre Ward agrees that a fight with Shakur Stevenson or Gervonta Davis would be big for Devin Haney, but he believes that the fans are right for calling for a Vasily Lomachenko rematch before anything else. Andre stated, "It's tough for Devin because of the weight situation, but obviously I've shown you what I would do. I personally would run it back. I'd run it back just because I'm a competitor. It's not just the public saying I lost, but personally for me, I wanted to create some separation. And I think Devin Haney should do that. I think he should rematch Lomachenko because from a legacy and money play, I don't think there's a bigger situation right now. The Shakur Stevenson fight is big. The Gervonta Davis fight is back, but people want to see him rematch Loma. That's the fight everybody's focused on. I think he can get his money up and put on a better performance." Ryan Garcia and his trainer were asked about who they thought would win, and they seem to be in agreement.
I feel like Devin will beat him.
Devin or Shakur, Henry?
Well, Devin's a smart fighter, and I think he's got more power than Shakur.
Oscar Valdez isn't too sure on Devin Haney's power, but he knows a thing or two about Shakur Stevenson. Oscar stated, "I've never faced Gervonta Davis, I've never faced Devin Haney, but I faced Shakur and Shakur is legit. Shakur, there's something special about him. I worked very, very hard for that fight, and I maybe landed 5 clean shots. Not even clean, because Shakur has a defense where he's rocking a little bit back, and if you land your shot, it's still not solid. So, you've got someone like Gervonta Davis, who's a knockout artist, and Devin Haney, who's also a very, very technical fighter and has a longer reach. But for you to knock out somebody, first you gotta hit him. And I don't see a lot of these fighters touching Shakur because he just has a great defense." While Devin Haney considers Shakur Stevenson a rival and one of the next steps, he has always seen him as a friend.
Yeah, me and Shakur been knowing each other since we were kids. We know each other well. We sparred numerous times as kids, but now, friends. We're friends then, but now we're rivals. I mean, we knew that one day it would come. It might be now, it might be later. We just got to see when we align and when we're going to get it on.
Buddy McGirt definitely thinks that this fight should happen too. Buddy stated, "I think Haney should fight Shakur," said Buddy McGirt to Mill City Boxing. "I see Shakur winning. I think Shakur is the best at 135. Shakur has come a long way, and he's always had the talent. The problem is he's getting better and better, and he's going to become a guy that nobody wants to fight. He's going to be the Marvin Hagler of the 135-pound division that nobody wants to fight. He's the real deal. Whoever fights Haney next has got to be on their A game. If they're on their A game, it's going to be interesting. If they're not on their A game, Devin is going to beat them." Shakur Stevenson really doesn't think that Devin Haney is even close to being on his level. Shakur stated, "Lomachenko should be the undisputed champion. He won that fight. He landed the cleaner punches. He landed the cleaner shots on Dev. He pushed the pace. Let's make a fight versus Haney happen. I think that should happen next. I think Devin's not on my level and I'ma show it." If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.